Before we get started, I don't know if everybody is aware of it or not, but congratulations are in order. Cheryl is permanently now the Director of Community and Economic Development, so we're very, very proud of you and thoroughly enjoy working with you, and congratulations, and it's going to be a great partnership as it has been in the past.
Thank you, Gary. I appreciate that.
Do you have any idea how this meeting operates?
Fantastic.
Jake Rose
Pretty
taught
easy
me.
break-in period. Jake Rose taught me.
I can name that Jake Rose, yeah. There you go.
We're very fortunate to have you as our executive director.
I'm very happy to do the job.
Roll call.
Chair Gary Delbo.
Yes.
Vice Chair Matt Schuler.
Yes.
Alder Randy Scannell.
Here.
Debbie Dean. Here. Kathy Pinkfist. I see her.
Kathy.
I just don't hear her.
Frozen.
She definitely looks frozen.
She's half here.
Where is she?
People thought it was cold in City
Right,
Hall.
right. And Melanie Parma.
Here.
Is here. Great.
Okay. Motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second to approve the agenda. All in favor, saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. And the minutes from September 12th.
I move to approve the minutes.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second to approve the minutes from September 12th. All those in favor, saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Fantastic. Regular business. Consideration of possible action to approve a 3-month extension to a planning option held by NeighborWorks Green Bay for parcels 2-176, 2-177, 2-178, 2-178-80 for the 4th Street multi-family development. I think that's right.
Yep. So we've been working with NeighborWorks on that 4th Street development. This would be a second request for another extension. We had granted one back in June for 3 months. So they're requesting another 3-month extension. They've been working diligently on getting all their numbers together, and with prices changing and working with other developers and things like that, they are going to continue to move forward. So at this time, they are requesting a 3-month extension on their current planning option to the end of December.
And Rhonda, at this point, any idea how many housing units are being contemplated?
Right now, they're actually, yep, there's 10 units, and it's going to be separated into 3 separate buildings.
Okay.
11.
11, actually, they added another one.
2 buildings, too.
Oh, we broke it down to 2 buildings now?
Well,
2 buildings?
Motion to open the floor.
Oh, yeah, sorry about
Motion to
that.
open the floor.
Second.
Motion second.
Okay, David from NeighborWorks is available.
So right now, we're actually, we are considering between 10 and 11 units, two buildings or 3 buildings, so that's partially why we are asking for another 3 months extension. We're working with our building partner. They're putting pricing together and design proposals for both options, and then depending on how it works out with our pro forma, that's the one we'll go with. So 11, maybe 10.
10 and a half.
Yeah, we'll split the difference. So, is that it?
Thanks.
Motion to go back to regular business.
Motion to go back to regular business.
Second.
All those in favor, saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, we are back to regular business. Questions, comments, or whatever?
Positively 4th Street. Remember about it?
I don't have this one.
I will make a motion to approve the 3-month extension to the planning option for NeighborWorks Green Bay for the 4th Street block development.
Second.
I think Debbie had her hand. Debbie, have you had her?
I did.
You did? You did?
Oh, second, okay, you can have the
Debbie has
second.
second.
I'll be a third.
Okay. Here's a motion by Matt and second by Debbie to approve the 3-month extension. Questions or comments in regard to the motion? If not, all those in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. Excellent. Number 2, consideration with possible action to approve the termination and release of easements and agreements for site located at 221 Cherry Street.
Yeah, I'll take that one, too. Yeah, so there's a whole bunch of parcels that were part of the original Port Plaza Mall. They've been combined into one parcel, and we currently have a planning option on the site. So when we did a title search, we found that there were quite a few still recorded leases, structural agreements, things like that, that were not fully terminated. So kind of to clean up title and make this so that we can forward it to the developer, we're asking for the permission to go ahead and approve the termination and the release of the easements and agreements. I have met with the law department, and they have gone through everything and have drafted up the release as well.
And Ron, is there any trade-off in doing this? Is there anything we're losing in doing this, or is this really just, this is pure cleanup, getting the
Pure cleanup.
paperwork?
Did you see anything different? No, purely cleanup. It was like, turned into like 6 pages in a stack this big of reports. So we didn't really want to send all that to the developer and then say, well, this one is here, but it terminated back here. So we're just cleaning the whole thing up.
Good.
Got it.
Very good.
Oh, you had me nervous when this address, when I was called home and called one.
No, this is a good thing.
Just wait for the director's report now.
Yeah.
Yep, this is a good thing.
Okay, I move the action to approve the termination and release of easements and agreement for the sale of, no, for the site located at 221 Cherry Street.
Second.
The motion by Debbie and second by Matt. Questions or comments in regard to the motion? If not, all those in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
There you go. Very good. Motion carried. Thank you. Number 3, we're rolling along on this agenda today. Consideration with possible action to accept the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency EPA Brownfields Cleanup Grant. Ooh, for $1 million. That's gotta be
And this is
Matt.
going to be Matt, who, by the way, is serving as our interim deputy development director.
Excellent.
So,
Excellent.
You should get a temporary.
Yay!
We're gonna get a deputy dog.
Yeah, right.
That'd be cool, I'd do that.
just the pajamas.
All right, so the EPA has awarded the RDA a $1 million grant. This would go towards the cleanup of soil and groundwater contamination at our Badger Sheet Metal site, former Badger Sheet Metal site that we own on South Broadway. We've done a ton of assessment work on that site over the past, going back all the way to 2018. So we applied for these funds to address the contamination to get it to a shovel-ready site for a developer. So that's what this does. It's a $1 million grant. That should cover the vast majority of the costs to get it remediated. There is no match requirement, which really doesn't happen very often, so this is an exciting opportunity for us. We currently estimate about $73,000 in additional costs beyond the grant to get the buildings down, excavate the soil, address the groundwater, and get the site capped. With that additional $73,000, we'll seek out additional grant funds. We might try to find a way to bring the cost down below the grant amount, so we won't have to go after any additional funds. Or, if necessary, this is located within the TID 22, so we have those funds available to us should we need them. So at this point, we are requesting approval to accept the grant and move that forward to council.
And Matt, great work.
Yes.
When we started down this road with Shipyard some time ago, did we contemplate getting this grant, or is this just one of those things that's kind of come along in the process?
We knew that there were grants available through EPA, through WEDC to address contamination. We knew the site was contaminated. We didn't know the full extent. We didn't know the cost. So it's taken some time to figure out those details, and when opportunities did come up to apply, we've gone after them. So we were successful this time.
Great.
And this is where, what's there?
Former Badger Sheet Metal
You don't
site.
have to swear.
We have a planning option, or
Okay.
a term sheet actually, a
Okay.
term sheet with Impact 7. We've been talking to those guys for a very long time. They did submit a proposal for consideration a while back. We are continuing to talk with them. The state of the economy with interest rates is just, it's really tough right now. So we have a lot to work through.
So either way, we need to clean it up, make it viable.
Yeah, so regardless of that decision, we need to move forward with this remediation and demolishing the structures to get this to its.
Definitely are a grant bureau.
Sometimes we
I'll
have.
grant you that.
Yeah, I read you that.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Alderman
Second.
Scannell and second by Matt. Questions or comments regarding the motion? If not, all those in favor?
No, can you guys hear me yet?
Now we can hear you.
Now we can.
We can't see you anymore, but we can hear you.
Okay, good, because I've been on this and I've been figuring how to get off of mute, and I did. Nice job, Matt.
Thank you, Kathy.
Motion and a second, in regard to, any questions or comments? If not, all those in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Once again, we have to accept job. All right, I have any questions on the financial report or check register? I don't know if anybody else did. Director's report and project update, Cheryl.
So I attached to your agenda, you see our updated project report.
Yes.
I can go, I mean, not a lot has changed on these things. Matt, you've got maybe a merge update?
We had a tech review team meeting with the developers yesterday. That's when we bring them in and they meet with all the various departments, Public Works, Water, Fire, just to talk through the preliminary proposal. They're in really good shape. They hope to be starting construction here the next construction season here in 2024. So they'll start with phase 1, which is the northern building closer to Bridge Street. And then after that wraps up, they'll start on the southern building. Phase 2.
Thanks for putting this together, Cheryl. Obviously, most of us are just looking at it now. If we get any questions, we can certainly contact you, but.
You know, we continue to work with the developers trying to fill the gaps. We met with Peter Nugent on the Cherry Street property. He's actually increasing the number of units for this site, creating some more studio apartments. He's up to 71 units, so he's taking a look at that in hopes that, you know, we can get the money together for that project. Under construction for City East and Bay City Labs are both under construction. JBS, did we send the RFP out on that, or?
No, I think.
Very, very soon.
We just get some comments back, yeah, soon.
We'll be sending that RFP for housing for the JBS site, which is a big deal.
Yes.
Jazz House, we got notification, that's the property in the kitty corner for East High, that they're going to be completed in December. So when we find that out, we'll send that out so we can take a walk through. Still working with Dawn Cherry for Cherry Faith Properties for Monroe in Chicago. Charlotte Schumacher, still proceeding.
Still proceeding, in fact, they've been quite active over there. In fact, Matt saw them and the little hatch was open and they were like, yep, we're over there looking. Always got people there.
Yes, which is very exciting, with the Charlotte Schumacher building.
Yes, oh my gosh, yes.
And then I wanted to give the RDA a report under the director's report. Back in May, the RDA approved a 30-foot easement on the Bailey property, the Bay Center.
Yeah.
I can't get the Bay right.
Bay
Lake City Center building,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So we, since then, have found that there were some inaccuracies in the report that was presented at the RDA. With regards to that information, we're not executing that agreement based on that, just because the information was not accurate that you were provided. As a result, we're actually working with base companies, we're working with Newland, our chief building official, the architects, we're all getting together at the table to say, okay, what's needed here for easements on this property? What does the RDA need? What do they need? So we're working on that. Hopefully we'll get a plan together for that, probably within the next few weeks, I'm thinking. We're fast tracking it. So, but I just wanted to give you a heads up if you,
Yes.
we have not executed that easement for those reasons. So.
But it sounds like everybody.
What does it mean it wasn't accurate, Cheryl? I mean, is that the legal aspect wasn't, or the data wasn't, or just all of it?
I just think some of the information that was provided kind of made it seem like the RDA needed to do this easement for our property, and that really wasn't true. So there were some other things, but, you know, I think we're really trying to work it out for both of these projects.
Okay.
To work, you know, the new land project's a really important project
Bottom
for the
line,
city.
there's a solution out there, and you guys are working.
We're trying to find the solution, right? But, you know, report will be given
Good.
next month.
Good, good, good.
All right, that's all I have.
Okay.
Do you have any questions?
Yes.
Yeah, but
Got a
please.
question. Yeah, not on the report, but you could add to the report, or is, three corners. That
Mhm.
lot's been empty. Is there any focus on that at all, or any headway on that at all?
Yes, so
Anything on that?
Peter Nugent owns that
Right, yeah, I
corner as
know,
well.
yeah,
And when we met with him, he's looking at a plan moving forward. He's hoping that he can do some housing on the east end
Right,
where you
yeah.
actually can build on.
Yeah.
And then he's looking at maybe putting some slabs where you could do some food trucks located on the corner. So there's a place in Milwaukee called Zocalo's where they have it set up with semi-permanent food trucks in that area, which is a destination place, and then they have like a building actually that you can go into. But I think he looked at that and he's considering that as a possibility as well. You know, across the street, the city owns where that little parking
Okay.
lot is, and there's
Oh,
going to
yeah.
be some improvements there. They're going to really make that place nice. I don't know if there's going to be like a gazebo or seating area. Little plaza in that area. So that might lend itself nicely to that. So before the end of the year, he will have plans to us with what he's going to do to remediate that site. Because minimally, he's got to get the site, you know, the concrete,
Right.
the holes out of it, concrete, it's a big deal. But he'd like to consider some housing and a potential food truck area.
Okay.
Yeah?
And the reason for that, just to kind of let people know or refresh memories, it's because the western one-third of the property
Yeah.
is not buildable.
Right.
Because there's a sanitary sewer underneath there,
Yes,
which
okay.
he
Yep.
was not aware of when he purchased the property and demolished.
Okay.
It's the river wall, all kinds of
Okay.
stuff on that.
Fun property.
Big cavern.
Yeah.
Around about a year ago, you gave us a report on all the properties we own.
Yeah.
And you guys categorized it. So if you can't do it next month, no big deal, but it'd be nice to get that refreshed again. Mainly from an educational perspective, that we all know what properties we own. So
I update it all the time, easy. I'll add it to the agenda for
Easy.
next time, easy.
Thank you, Rhonda.
You bet.
We're also looking at setting up a community land trust. We're working with NeighborWorks on that now. And we may use some of our properties, like as initial feeder maybe for that program, but.
What's a community land trust?
Well, it's kind of a tool for municipalities to use. It's a way to make sure that we keep housing affordable. So the land stays in the trust, whatever the trust ownership in, the land stays in the trust. You buy the house. You live in the house for as long as you want, you can sell the house, but we always own the land, which helps us to make sure that whoever purchases the property moving forward, it's still
But is it-
affordable housing.
The increment of appreciation is capped though, isn't it?
Yes. Yep.
So it's a way of assuring the affordability of housing kind of in perpetuity.
Okay.
Rather than, say, putting, home funds into an affordable home that somebody lives in for a while but then sells on the private market for market rate.
Yep.
And then our investment or the federal government's investment kind of ends at that point in a
Okay.
way. Right, so it's a way of just assuring that homes stay affordable.
And is the
longer.
idea
That's
that
it.
people donate property to the trust?
Yeah.
The city could, the RDA
Yeah.
could, but
Yep.
private individual,
Yep.
okay,
Yeah.
got it.
But like, for instance, St. Norbert's uses it for land banking, for like future extension of the campus. So
Oh, sorry.
that's one of the reasons that they use it. But there's a lot of different
Right.
ways of doing that. I mean, obviously, we've been trying to do this in Park for years and years and
Right.
years.
That's how I first met you.
Yeah. It's-
2010.
I know, it's been a long time. But now we have the lending corporations. and
Yeah.
There we are.
Well, we're gonna get it done. And especially that market of housing stock between like 150 and 250. It's so scarce
It's
in
not.
the city. There are no houses on there.
Really?
Yeah, it's
No.
crazy.
Land banking and coins a phrase.
Diane, are you still with us? Yes.
Yes?
When do you have to do that report in regard to our kids taxing district to the state? When do you have to do that?
That one was completed, it has to be done by July
Oh.
1st.
Okay. So whenever it's convenient, if you could give us a latest update on all of our TIDs, that'd be great.
Yep, will do.
Thank you.
Hey, Gary,
Yes.
when we get an update on the TIDs, can we also get an update on the money going into the TIDs compared to where it used to be?
Oh,
Because we have less money going in now, don't we?
Due to the
Because of the
assessment.
property tax rate?
There, I can speak to, yeah, there was, some of our kids did go down in the amount of increment that went in as through the revaluation, correct. With the revaluation, and they dropped more than the mill rate did, so some of our kids did get less increment in 2023 than they would have in 2024. I mean, than they did in 2022.
Okay, so then going forward, they'll get less, correct? That's the
Correct,
mill rate.
until either their value goes up, or yes, the increment, or the
Yeah.
mill goes up, correct.
Okay.
and you can show us that when you walk us through the report, right?
Yes.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
kind of what the pie used to look like, what the pie's gonna look like going forward, so if we're allocating money out of these kids, we know that, okay.
Mr. Mayor, any comments?
Just one, I had the privilege of getting a tour of Carnivore.
Oh, yeah,
Out on
Yes, yes,
Bigger Road,
yes.
far east side of town.
Yes.
And it is an amazingly impressive facility. They're gonna, I think, partially occupied beginning in December.
Okay.
Hoping for like full occupancy by late spring, early summer for all the corporate employees, office employees and everything, but, yeah, and it was a great tour, really, really impressive from an engineering point of view, 90% of which, goes over my head, but, Director Grenier was super impressed with what they're doing out there. And so, Brian from their team offered a tour to a larger group at a later date, so if RDA members and council members would like to check things out, they were interested in showing it off.
Excellent.
So maybe either before the snow flies or after, but, yeah.
Not too far after.
Yeah, maybe wait till spring, I don't know.
No, that's too long.
Yeah, so, I mean, if people are interested though, we could set something up in the near future.
But I'm more of a herbivore than a carnivore.
Is that true? More of an option.
More of, not completely.
More. But do you have any dogs? That's the question.
Not anymore. I'm allergic. Yeah.
Was that what Carver does? We don't.
Yeah. dog food.
Yes. I was just thinking of the fancy restaurant in Milwaukee.
Any other questions or comments for Stan or the mayor or Cheryl?
Congratulations, I hear you have a budget.
Now,
Yeah,
congratulations,
we will
Cheryl.
have one.
Thank you, Kathy.
If not, our next meeting is November 14th. Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn it.
Second.
Motion and second to adjourn. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried.
Aye.
Thank you. Have a great work, Cheryl.
Recording, seeing you all in person next month.
Yes.